Explainable AI is the tools and processes you put in place in order to meet your obligations underneath the responsible AI framework you've put in place. What does this actually mean in reality? This means about giving transparency to the human owner of the overall system about the decisions that are made by the predictive model. Predictive models have a tendency to be black boxes. What do I mean by black box? A black box system is where you take hundreds of data points, or in data science terms, we refer to these as features, and these features interact with each other in complex ways that are not understandable by a human. What does explainable AI do to help you with this? Explainable AI is about transparency and audit logs to be able to interpret why the model has made a particular decision. The two main areas where it's important is around the accuracy of the model. The accuracy of the model is very much dependent on the historical data that the model has been trained on. If at some point in time your philosophy as an insurer carrier changes from the historical data that you trained, then the model may start to drift from the original intention of the model and give decisions that would not ordinarily have given, or is away from your traditional philosophy. It is important to have tools in place to be able to monitor this model drift. By that, you can then compare using, for example, a set of random holdouts, a data set that has been scored or decisioned by a human versus a data set that has been scored or decisioned by a machine. The deviation between these two sets should not go beyond your acceptable limitations, particularly when we take into consideration that within the life insurance industry and underwriting, long-term risk is a key part of the appetite of the insurer. Another aspect where explainable AI is really important is around bias detection. As we mentioned before, bias can be a part of the underlying data set or based on implicit decisions made within the model. We can use explainable AI to chart the distribution of particular protected classes and how they would have scored by the model compared to how they would have been scored by a human. These decisions should not differentiate from each other in meaningful ways. And it is good practice to keep the discrepancy between human decisions and model decisions as low as possible using MLOps techniques. What do we mean by MLOps? MLOps is machine learning operations and is similar to DevOps that you may already be familiar with. It's about continuously training the model on the data and keeping random holdout data separate to allow you to have a base which is scored by a human.